You're listening to KYST 89.3, The Bone. The Bone. And now time for South Tucson Youth Football, simulcast on AM 1400, The Ground, and on South Tucson Local Access Channel 22.
Oh, man.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is Saturday, and welcome to South Tucson Welcome to Youth Football Saturday. It is South Tucson Youth Football. My name is Brian. I understand we are being hosted on New Legacy's channel, so if you are unfamiliar with what you are about to see, my name is Brian. I run a channel called IRM. You can find us at IRMstream. That link should pretty clearly be there. And what you're about to watch is South Tucson Youth Football. Go a little breaking the fourth wall a little bit. We are using NCAA Football 14, and the Team Builder mod. I created 60 different fictional teams, and we're going to pretend that these are all 11 and 12-year-olds who are going to concuss themselves and each other for the delight of not just the small fictional town of South Tucson, Arizona, but for all of you watching. And we've got a lovely, great, wonderful sponsors of the town of South Tucson, including the two teams playing. Bully Factory Children's MMA starting the season off at 0-1. Not a good start. They opened the season with a loss to World of Shrapnel by a score of 21-3. Taking on 1-0 team Twin Towers Construction, who had a big win over You Need a Clown, a regulation score of 49-45. Big win for them to start the season off. They like to score in bunches, it would seem, and of course this is actually a bit of a, I don't want to say it's necessarily a rivalry, but this is a battle between two teams who, one of them just edged their way into the postseason tournament last year. That'd be Twin Towers, and Bully Factory just missing out on the playoffs. They had the pedigree to do it, but they didn't seem. I think down the stretch they did not do well enough. So we're not going to take too much longer to get things going here. First things first, let's talk about Star Watch, brought to you by Wall-to-Wall Salve. Don't be a salve, not be a salve. If you need an ointment, cream, or paste, better call Salve. Sponsors of the number 28 Dodge Stratus of the Diddler Cup Racing Series. driven by Ennio Sparini. Starting things off with Bully Factory Children's MMA, who had a strong season last year. They finished out the season at, let me see where they are, at 7-4, 7-3 regular season, 6-1 in conference. They unfortunately lost in the CSC, this Child Services Conference championship game, to 1-800-Buy-A-Dad. And they ultimately missed out on the postseason. They are captained by Goose Marshall, the quarterback in the middle there. Goose Marshall, of course, the son of famous MMA fighter Ralph Marshall, who is from South Tucson. And on the left, that is the star running back, Literal Garbage. Literal Garbage. And not pictured is their other star player for Bully Factory. That is wide receiver Mission Complete. So a strong offense for that team. Strong offensive players. Let's look at the other side of the football. Their opponents, Twin Towers Construction. Of course, you can't talk about them without talking about their running back, Jamiroquai James. So it's going to be two strong running backs going up against one another. That is wide receiver Frickin' Frank in the middle. And not pictured, missed picture day, is defensive back Dundrekus Rodriguez. Dundrekus Rodriguez. So that is your first matchup of the day. Our second matchup coming up later is going to be a battle between two 1-0 teams, Danish Loose Chutney House and Blind Bob's Firing Range. It's non-conference action, and we are going to go down to the Muni. You are looking live at Municipal Field number 77 in beautiful downtown South Tucson, Arizona. It's a great time for morning action football. Nice 11-11 start for this game here. We are on Pacific time for South Tucson youth football, and it looks like Bully Factory win the toss. They will receive. They are the home team, so that is Bully Factory receiving, going right to left on your radio dial in their home uniforms of navy blue helmets and jerseys and yellow pants. Twin Towers Construction, of course, in their away jerseys, white jerseys with light blue pants and a navy blue helmet. And they're going to start things off at about the 35. Goose Marshall is hurried and has to throw it out of bounds on a screen pass route. And that play is going to be caught by Desi Grigsby, 6 yards, gets out of bounds. It's 3rd and 4. Going to see a couple of strong West Coast offense-based teams here, using the offensive playbook of West Virginia for Bully Factory, and Twin Towers using the playbook of Georgia, the University of Georgia. So there you have it. And these two teams, it's 4th and 4, an early punt for Bully Factory. They could not end up getting a first down. They go 3 and out to start things off. And that punt is going to go out about the 38-yard line. These punters are not exactly the strongest members of the team. They're kind of relegated to punting, I think, at this point. And let's see how Twin Towers can start things off on the 39-yard line. Handing off to James. He's going to lose 2 on that one. Strong defending. Jerome Gilliam with the tackle for a loss of 2. Of course, we'll be joining you here for 2 big games of Week 2 action, and of course, tomorrow we will be on at around the same time, maybe a little bit later in the day, for more South Tucson youth football action. Week 2, 2 streams, 4 games for you, and of course, all of our games are put up on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/IRMstream. If you're watching it through this, then thank you for checking us out. If you're watching us live, thank you for joining us here. If you're just kind of watching because New Legacy is hosting us, and you're just kind of still hanging out there from their old, WWE 2K18 stream, then cool. We hope you maybe give us a follow. That'd be kind of awesome. I understand we have a handful of viewers who are from other sides of the Atlantic, so they can't always watch us when we're streaming during the evening, during the week, because it's the middle of the night. But you know, we always appreciate it, however you watch us. And that is going to be literal garbage with a 15-yard catch. Big play from the running back. Most of those after the reception. Just lowers the shoulder, and literal garbage starts things off. Goose Marshall trying to get over that 50. That's going to be incomplete, and his father is not going to be happy with that.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
And 3 yards up the middle. Goose Marshall making it 3rd and 7. So let's see, they're going to have to make a big play out of the shotgun, one back behind him, using mostly as a blocker, and the throw horribly off target. Not sure, to borrow a phrase, and Goose Marshall is thinking, I don't know what the hell he's thinking. And the punt is up, and it's Jonathan Eaton with a 7-yard return. So, no score so far, 2 minutes into this game. And let's see, takes the handoff. Open receiver, it's Antone Salas. His last name is a palindrome. 6 yards. Ernest Clayton, that's his first completed pass. 1 for 2. And he's going to hand it off to Jamiroquai James. Only gets the line of scrimmage. Not a lot of pep in the step of Jamiroquai James. Not sure what's going on there, but this would be a game that Bully Factory, after that first loss, would be salivating to get a home victory. And that's going to be a big reception by frickin' Frank for 16 yards and a first down. Twin Towers trying to get things moving. Great pass over the shoulder. Has the defender on the other side of his body. Plenty of room to make the catch. And gets down for the first down. Fakes the handoff again. Oh, had somebody coming, but there's a flag on the play. Looks like they might have gotten to Clayton. Yep, roughing the passer. So I guess you could take a small drink for that one. I don't know. We're seeing a lot more roughing the passer calls this season. I think they thought the kids were getting a little too handsy on those quarterbacks. Got to protect those glory boys. So we are seeing a lot more. So I guess we probably should. It used to be we drank for face masks.
James with the carry. Gain of 13 yards. First down. Gain of 2 yards. That makes it 2nd and 8.
Second and 8 on that play. Twin Towers and another flag. That's going to be 15 yards and a first down, bringing them down to the 8-yard line. The biggest plays so far have been the penalties, aside from that 16-yard catch by frickin' Frank. Catch made. Antone Salas falls into the end zone. Touchdown, Twin Towers. And he goes on that quick slant route up the middle between the defensive line and the linebackers, makes the catch, and puts Twin Towers on the board, starting things off with a strong play, a strong touchdown catch, and they put Bully Factory behind at home late in the first quarter. Here's the kickoff. It's inside the 20, taken 20 yards by literal garbage. And let's see what Goose Marshall can do now that he is behind. He has already been verbally abused heavily by his father at the sidelines. He's going to take off running and slides for, gets 2 yards on that one. I think Coach Ralph Marshall just given the referee, who by the way is a volunteer, does not deserve any of the abuse that they are getting, gave the referee a real piece of his mind and just heaping on the abuse, saying it should have been roughing the passer. Hassan Sands getting a 10-yard catch there and a first down, and suddenly Ralph Marshall is quiet for a brief moment, except that he starts again to brag about his son.
Loss of 5 yards on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 15.
But he gets tackled for a loss of 5, sacked and brought down. And again, Ralph Marshall is just going completely, it's like he's got multiple personalities. He just goes, in one breath he is praising his son, the other abusing and berating his football abilities, and just at this point let the kid learn and make mistakes. That's Matt Curtis with a 9-yard catch to get it to 3rd and 6. Bully Factory over the 50-yard line on the 45, moving their way downfield. Goose again, empty backfield with the shotgun, and it's caught with a flag on the play.
Personal foul.
And there's the face mask bringing him down. Huge, huge play, and it's going to tack on an additional 15. Bully Factory have moved down to inside the 20. At the end of 1, it's 7-0, but they are knocking on the door. Inside the 15, I stand corrected, a 13-yard line. Goose, a lot of time to throw. Goes for the end zone. It's dropped. Dropped in the end zone. He had an open receiver and failed to convert. The throw was spot on. I got to give that one, put that one on the receiver there. And Marshall going to hang on to it himself. Takes a huge hit and makes it 3rd and 10. Babatunde Haynes. Not a name we came up with. Babatunde Haynes with the tackle. Here's 3rd and 10. 1 back on the side. Catch made. Hassan Sands in for the touchdown. And they have tied this game up with the extra point. Hassan Sands, touchdown for Bully Factory. And that's a huge response for Bully Factory, for the home team. With Goose Marshall at the helm, tied at 7. Kickoff is made, and this crowd full of just people who encourage bullying and are supportive of bullying, not just Bully Factory, but bullying in general. They travel very well. They go to other stadiums to just ridicule fans. They travel well. They're just the most ardent supporters in the entire league. Spirited, I think is the nice way to say it, rather than just abusive and mildly obsessive and stalkerish. So there's good defending. Frickin' Frank getting 4 yards, nothing after the catch. He is brought down.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
Man left, man left.
2nd and 6 now, 4:07 to go in the half. Clayton has an open receiver. It's Obadiah Manson with a 4-yard catch. He is just popped right into the chest by the shoulder of that defensive back, or linebacker, I guess. Boom! Oh, just pops him, sideswipes him. And it's 3rd and 1. 3rd and very short for Twin Towers. A stop here would be huge for Bully Factory. A lot of time for Clayton. Oh, wide open up the middle. Carl Neely gets 15. A lot of that after the catch. I think Bully Factory went all in on the run play, and it opened up the center of the field for a quick short pass. And it's a 1st down for Twin Towers. That's caught for another 1st down, and they're having trouble bringing down Carl Neely. He got 21 on that play. That kid is a tough receiver. Knows how to make the right move. Had 3 different defenders trying to bring him down. I think one just ended up just heaving him to the ground, grab a handful of jersey, and just slinging him. And now they're in the red zone yet again, Twin Towers. And we're seeing the deficiency in the Bully Factory defense. Jamiroquai James almost getting the 1st down. He gets 8. 2nd and 2 from the 5. And Clayton going to hold on to that one. He's brought back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. And we're at the point where Hakeem Doucette, by the way, with the tackle. If Bully Factory can hold them to a field goal, that would be considered a success on this possession after giving up 2 significantly sized plays and 1 crucial penalty. 3rd and 2. It's caught by Neely in the back corner of the end zone. Twin Towers have scored. Touchdown. Carl Neely from Ernest Clayton. Extra point is good, and we've got a 7-point game yet again. Twin Towers have answered with a touchdown of their own. 2:24 to go in the half. They're going to kick it off to literal garbage. He'll take, it's Cortez Cross with that return for 16 yards. And Marshall making the catch, and there is a face mask in addition to Shedrick Douglas.
Automatic 1st down.
Shedrick Douglas? I'm sorry. I have not seen that name before. That's Shedrick Douglas. Okay. Not to be confused with Frederick. Shedrick Douglas. All right. And another flag on the play. This has become a bit of a scrappy game. Another face mask helping out Bully Factory, moving him 30 yards so far, and that's not including Babatunde Haynes. Going to be at fault that one. So we'll see Bully Factory for 2nd and 10 there as that pass sailed out of bounds. 2nd and 10 from the 26. A lot of time. Goes for the screen pass to literal garbage, but he is swallowed up and hurled out of bounds for a loss of 3. 3rd and 13. Bad play call there. I don't know why you go for the screen pass. Waited too too long, and he had a linebacker ready to just wrap him up and take him to the ground. Third and 13, 2 backs behind. Goose Marshall, maybe to give him a little bit of protection. He's going to dump it off again to literal garbage. Gets all the way. Ooh, bit of a late hit there. 4th and 6. And they'll bring in the. Oh, they're going to go for it. Not opting to bring in the field goal unit. Maybe too far of a kick, but too close to punt it. Single back here, loading up that right side. We'll see what literal garbage does. They need 6 yards to convert to convert for a first down, and they're going to take a lot of time. So if there's a turnover, that Twin Towers don't have as much time on the clock. Under a minute to go. That snap should come off in about 6 seconds. And Goose Marshall, very well managed clock. He had the receiver, and it was not caught. It's a turnover. The play call was good. The receiver just could not hang on to it. And it's a turnover for Twin Towers. Inside their own 25, Ernest Clayton has got 46 seconds and counting. Antone Salas getting 8 yards, and they call their first timeout. A lot of time for Clayton to throw. He's going to take off running. Only needs 2. He's going to get a lot more than that. Brought down. Timeout called. 14 yards for Clayton. And I think at this point, Twin Towers are going to be looking for a late field goal. Oh, but Clayton is swallowed up, and it's fumbled, and hang on to. Whoa, the lot to unpack there in that play. Clayton swallowed up by a couple of defenders, loses the football, but hanging on to it is number 67. Didn't get a name on the back of the jersey. So it is 2nd and 24 for Twin Towers, back at their own 30, just undoing all the work they just did. Clayton's got to air this one out, or he's going to take off running, and gets hit again. They're going backwards. Loss of 4, and Bully Factory now starting to think that they have a shot at this. 3rd and 28 for Twin Towers, and no gain. Bully Factory call a second timeout, and they're going to get the football back. 4th and 28, punting from their own 10. And that's going to be a booming punt all the way to the 40, inside the 38. They down it, so 3 seconds to go. Twin Towers managing the clock pretty well. Bully Factory did all they could to try to get the football back. They're going to maybe get one shot to tie this game up. I don't think you can even get a pass off and call a timeout, but they're going to air it out. It's incomplete. They took a shot at it at the end of the half. It is Bully Factory 7, Twin Towers Construction 14, leading away from home. Of course, I'd like to thank our sponsors, especially Nissan. Be sure to test drive the all-new 2018 Laugh Finder. It's the same joke, just the new season's car. So, fit a lot of stuff in it. And, of course, we'd like to take a brief moment to thank one of our local sponsors of South Tucson, without which we could not put on these great games and afford to bring to you South Tucson Youth Football. So, we'd like to take a quick moment to tell you all about one of these lovely sponsors. Today's sponsor spotlight focuses on Lonely Dale's Comic Book Shop. Lonely Dale's Comic Book Shop. Of course, that is a beautiful, beautiful building where you can get all sorts of comics. They have very tight, enclosed aisles. It's not very well lit in the back, and you can play some weird card-based games. And they actually have a cribbage tournament coming up. If you play cribbage, you can learn cribbage. But Lonely Dale, you go there, you turn the page, and you have to wash your hands because, you know, they don't want to get your germs on their comics. So go to Lilydale's. They're great and not at all creepy. Second half getting things started. And Jonathan Eaton with a 24-yard return. And Twin Towers have a chance to put even more points on the board. Getting a 1st and 10 with a 17-yard catch by Antone Celeste. Sorry, it was 13. 13 or 17. That's going to be incomplete. They were going long on that one. They were looking for the end zone. Clayton lining up under center. He's got one back behind him. That looks like Jamiroquai James. And he's sacked for a loss of 8. Aaron Phillips coming in huge on the defensive side. Bully Factory not necessarily known for their strong defense. They mostly like to be offensive.
Man left, man left.
And Clayton going to air that one out. Long throw. Had a receiver. Well defended. It's 4th and 18. And now Twin Towers have to make a decision. They're going to opt to punt. 4th and 18. They go 3 and out to start the second half. 40 seconds taken off that clock. And that punt goes maybe 20 yards out of bounds. Cannot be happy with that one. Yeah, let's get a good look at the back of his jersey so he can be ridiculed at school on Monday. Remember, these are 12 and 11-year-old kids playing football, so emotions are running high and self-esteem is at an all-time low. So be sure to scream words of encouragement and most certainly not, insults and catcalls to these children. Marshall with a 7-yard pass up the middle, crossing the 50. And he's working out of that shotgun yet again. Hands it off to literal garbage, who takes, he goes right when he should have just barreled through. Only gets a yard on that one.
That'll bring up 3rd and 2.
So 3rd and 2, I say you give it again to literal garbage and send him right up the hole that your offensive line can make. Fakes it off. Oh, Goose taken down for a loss of 4. I think he saw the defender coming, realized they read the play perfectly. They had one coming for literal garbage, one coming for the Goose himself. And the punt is a booming one. Goes all the way up to the 23. Eaton with an 11-yard return. They're going to start things off at the 35-yard line, and Ernest Clayton has a chance to expand this lead. Twin Towers Construction going 2-0 in non-conference with a win today. That'd be huge.
The pass falls incomplete. Number 12 was the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
And Towers again under center is Ernest Clayton. Dumps off a short pass, gets 2 to Carl Neely.
That's good for a gain of 3 yards.
He, of course, having the
3rd and 8.
touchdown that has broken the tie. The game, currently, it is the go-ahead touchdown for Twin Towers. I apologize. I think I said the helmets of Twin Towers Construction were navy blue. I believe they're black helmets, so black and that electric blue kind of color. That's going to be Neely with a 19-yard catch, getting a 1st down and moving the chains for Twin Towers Construction. And he has been the most reliable receiver for Ernest Clayton today. Just has made some pivotal plays, including the touchdown, including a couple big 1st downs. Incomplete that time. 2nd and 10 from the 43.
James takes the toss. That's good for a gain of 7 yards. That makes it 3rd and 3.
And 3rd and short here, giving it to Jamiroquai James. He'll get a couple more. And you can see they grab the face mask. See, that kid is upset, ready to fight anything that moves. But he'll happily take an additional 15 yards on top of the carry, which was enough to get him the first down anyway. He'll get another first down on this one. Thank you to anyone who just followed the channel. If you're watching for the first time, give us a follow. Right now we've got South Tucson Youth Football. We've got a NASCAR sort of racing parody, as well as a football parody going on. So this is South Tucson Youth Football. We've got the Diddler Cup Racing Series in its final stretches. 6 races to go in that season. We got more to come soon. Hopefully a lot more fun stuff like that on this channel. We are just getting started with South Tucson. It's only week 2 of a 10-week season. That's not including the postseason championship games, things like that. The way the season works, if you're not familiar, it is a 10-week season. The first 3 are non-conference games. The last 7 are conference games. After that, we'll have 6 conference championship games pitting the winners of the 2 divisions of each conference, 6 conferences in all, playing for the conference championship. Then we'll have a 12-team playoff system where the 6 conference champions are joined by 6 at-large teams. They are seeded. The top 4 get a first-round bye, and we will do a single elimination tournament until there is only one. Last season's winner is the Creamy Surprise. They are the defending champions. That's going to be Ernest Clayton, just taking it himself for a 5-yard touchdown run off to the right side. And Twin Towers now up by 13, going to make it 14 with the extra point pending. Not looking good for Bully Factor with 1:03 to go in the 3rd quarter. And that is just Twin Towers taking a lot of time on that drive to now be up 14. Score of 21-7 over Bully Factory. Our first ever South Tucson Youth Football champions were You Need a Clown out of the Child Services Conference, the CSC, which is also the conference that Bully Factory represent. That was back when the playoffs were 8 teams. It was expanded to 12 teams last season, and the winners were the Creamy Surprise coming out of the Gluttony League. The Creamy Surprise, that lovely ice cream shop. They were ranked first for quite a bit of time. They traded first, number ones in the rankings, along with Tax's Roadhouse, who I think ultimately got the number 1 seed overall. Creamy Surprise had the 3rd seed, but that's going to be a fumble, and are they going to take it all the way? No! A shoestring tackle prevents the fumble, and 6 from Mathis. Sorry, not Mathis. Mathis forced the fumble. It was number 55 picking up the ball. And it is disaster right now for Bully Factory. Twin Towers taking this one from inside the 5, handing it off. And Bobby Holloway with the easiest touchdown imaginable, 3 yards off to the left side. And after scoring their 3rd touchdown, they force a fumble on Bully Factory's initial play and take that back on the first offensive play for another touchdown. It is swung entirely in Twin Towers' favor, 28-7. Ralph Marshall has just snapped 3 clipboards and has demanded from another one from one of his assistant coaches. They've got a stack. They are going through them quickly. I think they had to stop and tell him he can't break any more clipboards. They actually need to use them for football.
Holding offense. Still first down.
First down for Bully Factory at 1st and 18. It's going to move them back.
Heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges. 47 Mike, 47 Mike, 47.
And they are just not going in the right direction against Twin Towers. Goose Marshall overthrows it out of bounds, and Ralph Marshall is about to have a fit.
That'll make it 2nd and long.
Watch 14, watch 14. Hey, let's get this.
I mean, he's already had one today, but he is about to have another one. 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. That's a good, strong run by Literal Garbage. He gets 10, bringing it up to 3rd and 8. Only 12 yards on 3 carries for Literal Garbage. You can see that is the problem right there. Not giving him enough of the football. But down 21 as we approach the fourth quarter, what choice do you have? You got to throw it more often. And that's going to be a catch. Is it enough for the first down? It is. Hassan Sands, 8-yard catch, 58 yards for that kid. And he's got the only touchdown of this game for Bully Factory. So they continue to move along. It's the end of the third quarter. With 5 minutes to go in this game, Twin Towers 28-7 over Bully Factory. They are putting the hurt on the former champions of the Fun Division. They did not win the entire CSC last season. That honor went to 1-800-BUY-A-DAD. Who, if I recall, are BUY-A-DAD are 2-0 so far in the season. Yes, they are. They got a big win over the Wandering Lush Irish Pub, 27-21. So they are early favorites to repeat as winners of the CSC, the Child Services Conference. That's 1-800-BUY-A-DAD. Here's Goose Marshall, 2nd and 1, opts to throw it. Has mission complete with a 14-yard catch, his second catch of the game, 23 yards on the day, and that is a problem. That is a star receiver that needs to be getting the football a little bit more. Sands has been the preferred receiver today for Marshall, but he seems to be neglecting his star players. Out of the shotgun is Goose, and that one is caught by Deontay Hayward for an 8-yard catch. 2nd and 2, and they are heading right back to the line. First down marker is on the 20. They need to score, and they need to score quickly. That's enough for the first down. Desi Grigsby, 10 yards. Takes it down to, looks like the 13-yard line. Hope you stick with us for our second game. Oh, Goose Marshall leaping over the defender and is brought down with a face mask. That's going to give him a fresh set of downs.
Personal foul.
Everybody take a drink.
Defense.
And that's a gift for Bully Factory. They have stopped the clock, gotten a first down and goal. And we hope you stick with us for our second game of this doubleheader today. Featuring Danish Lou's Chutney House hosting Blind Bob's Firing Range. One of those two teams will go to 2-0 early in this season. Be pivotal. Danish Lou's, I know, had a strong early start to the season. They kind of fell apart a little bit. So it'd be interesting to see how they perform at home.
Number 27 makes the tackle. That's a loss of 2 yards.
In their home opener.
Makes it 30.
Big win over the binging Texan in week 1 for Danish Lou's. 3rd and goal for Bully Factory. They just seem to not be moving in a forwardly direction, having a lot of trouble. Twin Towers have played this game perfectly, nearly perfectly at least. A lot of time for Goose to throw, and oh boy, he is going to get absolutely reamed with abuse by his father on that one. 4th and goal, they have to go for it. We're under 3 minutes to go in this game. No idea what sort of plays are being called. Goose is going to take it himself. He fumbles it. It's returned. And here goes Twin Towers. They are off to the races. Oh, cover your eyes, Ralph Marshall. It's going to be taken all the way to the house. Juan Hadley, the linebacker, returning it for 90-plus yards. And Twin Towers score another touchdown. The fumble, the return, and the agony as we are just witnessing fans pouring out of the stadium. Bully Factory fans, they are going to be looking to fight any and everything they can see on the streets of South Tucson. Likely each other. That's probably the most likely thing. Glenn Howe with a 21-yard return on that one, bringing out some of the backup players. This stadium is emptying out quickly. You can hear the visitors, fans of Twin Towers coming all the way from South Tucson to South Tucson for this one. Goose Marshall still throwing it. That's a catch and a flag. So this game getting a little scrappy. Twin Towers might be sending a bit of a message. They just laid into Bully Factory. That was a roughing the passer penalty. And I think with this much of a lead, they can afford to take some cheap shots, and that might be what their coach is telling them. He's kind of just shrugging it off, saying, you know, hey, these are kids, they're learning. But they should not be learning how to just take illegal shots at the other team's quarterback like that. Marshall throws it upfield, 4-yard catch for Warren Harrell. 2nd and 6.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
Let's go. On the ball. Quick.
Total yards pretty even. Just an inability of Bully Factory to get into the end zone. They have fumbled it twice.
Number 2 with the catch. Sanders on the tackle. The 34-yard return. First down.
Let's go.
1st and 10, handing it off to, that's Hayward. 12 yards up the middle, 1st down and moving.
That makes it 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Marshall, a lot of time to throw, looks for the end zone, but no one is in the end zone, and that has been a crucial error made multiple times by Goose Marshall, just throwing it, and oh no, we're seeing an injury from Deontay Hayward on that last play. So that will mean, I don't know if literal garbage is the running back right now, or if they're just using a 3rd-string running back. Another pass play, caught over the top, and it looks like a flag in addition to it.
Personal foul.
A face mask on top of that.
Still 1st down.
A lot of time for Marshall again, and he gets it to Desi Griggs before the touchdown in effectively garbage time. Not literal garbage time, but just garbage time. 35-13 with 1:20 to go. Bully Factory looking to kick the extra point.
The kick is good.
35-14. The score now, and they're going to go for the onside kick. See if they can recover it. It goes right to Antone Salas. Good hands play by a player for Twin Towers who has been solid all game. 80 seconds to go. Twin Towers going to give it to Jamiroquai James a few times, force Bully Factory to use their timeouts, and they can easily close this game out from the 45. Jamiroquai James getting 2 yards on that one.
That makes it
And it
2nd
looks
and 8.
like I think they might just let them run this one out. No timeouts are being used. I think we are effectively done with this game. Ralph Marshall's called off the troops, but Jamiroquai James does not seem to know about that.
Called a gain of 10 yards.
Gets a 1st down, pads the stats a little bit, and that is going to be it. So, final score after this game. is going to be Twin Towers Construction going to 2-0 with a 35-14 commanding win over Bully Factory Children's MMA. Problems in the Bully Factory. They dropped to 0-2 in non-conference. They've got another game next week. Their game is away to Stations of the CrossFit. That's Bully Factory. Meanwhile, Twin Towers Construction have a home game against Shifty Lou's Arcade. So they got another CSC opponent to eye up. They look to go 3-0 entering the BCC. And that's going to be it for us. We're going to go ahead and go off the air and come back in just a second with our second game. But for us at this game, the final score, Twin Towers Construction 35, Bully Factory Children's MMA 14. We'll see you. Good afternoon from South Tucson.